guys, Nate here again. Today we're doing a very special question which asks, can you rip out a man's heart and still show it to him while it is beating? Yeah, this one was actually lots of fun to research.
Oh. Yes. As luck would have it, dearie, you're my oldest friend. Get on with it then. Just do it. Oh no. I promised you we'd have some fun first.
I'm going to try and break it down as easily as I can. So let's start off with actually getting to the heart. So bones are potentially one of the strongest materials that is made in nature, but with the right amount of force they can still be broken quite easily. Not only can we generate enough force to break bones, but it also depends on the orientation. Take the femur for example. The femur can take quite a lot of pressure down the bone, but the second you start to put it across the bone, that's when it starts to break. After doing a little bit of research, taking into consideration the thickness of the ribs, I found out that it takes probably about 1800 newtons of force to be able to break a couple of ribs. This being said, the average person can generate about 3,300 newtons of force in a very quick, short jab.
You won't be needing this.
If you think about it, this isn't very surprising for the ribs because some people break and dislocate their ribs from simply sneezing or vomiting. This being said also though, if you kind of think about it, our hands are made out of flesh and bone as well, and every action has a reaction, so punching the ribs with that much force would also inflict some serious damage on our own hands. Also, punching someone in the chest, because it's quite a flat surface, would spread the force out quite a bit. If we were to somehow generate that much force with a hand that was open, we might be able to make our way through. Breaking the ribs would be harder, but it kind of also depends on if we hit a gap in the ribs. Now that we've made it to the heart, the second act is tearing it out. Now, you'd be surprised that there actually isn't quite a bit of research out there in regards to tearing out a heart. The main issue that I came across with though is that the aorta is thick vessel that controls the amount of blood that goes from your heart outwards. The pressure that the heart generates is quite large, so because of this, the aorta has to be quite thick. And because of that, I don't think you'd simply be able to tear the heart away from it. So because of this, yes, you might be able to tear the heart out because it isn't really bound by anything, but you'll potentially pull out the aorta and some of the surrounding blood vessels.
Listen, bloodsuckers, you want to get to Marty? You got to go through me.
Going along with breaking the bones and also tearing the heart out, I also had to think about the pain factor. Now, your brain can switch off if it is experiencing too much pain. It's kind of a safety mechanism. But after doing research, I found out that pregnancy is apparently the same as breaking 12 bones, that getting kicked in the balls is the most painful thing on earth. But getting bitten by bull ants a couple of times, it actually is a chemical type of pain. It's the most painful thing that the human body can actually experience. So people have been bitten by bull ants and people have also given birth, surprisingly, and they haven't passed out. So due to this, I don't think the pain is going to be an issue in stopping this hypothetical situation. Hopefully it's hypothetical.
My dear sweet Brie, that's why I'm sorry.
Now there's one important role that the heart actually does, and that is pumping oxygenated blood around the body. So once it is removed, how long is your brain going to actually last without any form of blood supply or oxygen getting to it? After doing some research, I found that anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes is how long the brain can last before it completely becomes a vegetable. At the 3-minute mark, there starts to become micro amounts of damage, but once it hits 6 minutes, there is permanent brain damage. So depending on this time and how quick and swift you are at removing the heart from the body, you could potentially show it to the person before they pass out mentally due to lack of oxygen.
Invite only, vampire. Here's my RSVP. Hybrid.
And finally, once the heart has been removed from the body, is it going to continue to beat? And the answer is yes. As long as the tissue of the heart still has oxygen, it will keep pumping independently of the rest of the body. This is because of a cluster of cells that is located in the right atrium called the sinoatrial node, or SA node, that generates its own electrical impulses for the heart. So with all this in mind, will the heart keep beating? Yes. Will the brain survive long enough? Maybe. Can you break ribs? Yes, very easily. Are you going to pass out from the pain? No, definitely not. The only issue with this entire story is the initial getting in through the tissue and through the bones. So I'm going to say that no, this isn't plausible. Even though there have been some people who have been convicted of tearing out someone's heart and showing it to them before they die, they did have tools to be able to get to the heart in the first place.
You have been incredibly helpful.
So that's it for this question. Hopefully I haven't scared you too much with me knowing this type of information now. I promise not to use it. I'm Nate, and I hope I've racked your brains.